Okay. So cheating in ESO, it's a thing. It's 2016. It's about to be June. Dark Brotherhood's dropping tomorrow. Um, so this was a big thing. Uh, I just came back, I guess, like a week ago, about a week ago today, because I took off pretty much for Thieves Guild. It was a really bad patch for stamina. There's a lot I didn't like about uh, Thieves Guild in general, but I came back and I just been warming up and getting ready for Dark Brotherhood. Kind of excited about good stam changes, things like that are coming. But like literally my second day back, I was in the sewer streaming, and I kept dying to a guy that was clearly speed hacking. I mean, he was just ganking me, and when I'd survive his gank, he would just teleport across the screen. He was gone. I couldn't fight this guy, and he was just harassing the shit out of me because I couldn't do anything against a guy that's built 100% burst and has no regen and doesn't need to, because he can just dump on me and run away if it doesn't work and do it again as soon as I go to fight somebody or fight mobs or do anything. So that was really annoying. I had to leave the sewers. I just couldn't do anything. I went somewhere else. And he didn't follow me, but he could have. He could have been a plague on me, which would have been shitty. But long story short, I'm not the only guy that was victim to this. There's a lot of people that I'm sure fell victim to him, and other people that were doing stuff like that. And the cheat's not something new. We've seen this back in the day. I'm talking like early in this game, first like 6 months, you'd see people cheating. Um, it's really the same program like bots were using to just farm stuff. They're just like teleporting around and picking stuff up. Um, Same thing. Players use it in PvP too. They could run across Cyrodiil with a scroll in 2 minutes from one side to the other. And it's really annoying. So that was shitty to deal with. But yeah, apparently the program got updated, and people are back at it. And as people were seen doing it, there was more people picking it up and doing it. A lot of these players actually were well-known players or friends of well-known players, because there was not random people using this that nobody knew. These people knew who they were. They knew who I was, and they just didn't give a shit, man. Like it's really something else when people just they don't give a shit,
You son
and they
of a
just
bitch.
they go and they do it anyway, right in your face, even if you're streaming. They don't care. So that said something. So obviously that was terrible, and then there was the shit that happened over the weekend here with Zazir and Dark Tet. We're pretty much cruising through Cyrodiil, launching endless meteors on people. And even more than launching endless meteors, they were doing whatever they wanted pretty much in the game, which you guys probably
You
saw
son of
on
a
my stream.
bitch.
I can pull up a clip of it, actually. Why don't I do that? If you haven't seen it, and there's lots of videos out there, actually, of these people cheating. And of course, if you have stuff, ZeniMax wants you to send it to them. You can PM Jessica Folsom. So if you see this video, they've really already taken action on the initial amount of people. So if you see more, obviously report them over to Jessica. Gina's on leave right now, so you won't reach Gina. Jessica's your go-to. So if you see shit, report it to her if you want action to be taken. So here's an example. This was the other night. This was Saturday night. And here's a guy that can just, this is beyond speed hacking or anything. This dude was literally flying. Okay, he can pretty much go into no-clip mode. And now he's launching endless meteors from the sky. You could do what you wanted, pretty much. He's doing other stuff in here too, if I can find it. I think, he's doing the Super Mario jump around shit too. That was pretty insane to watch. Let me see if I can find that. That was actually funny. That made me laugh. The jumping. The jumping was absurd. I'll see if it comes up here. But yeah, I mean, these guys were doing it, and this was Azir and Dark Tet. They had no problem being named. They're well-known players from before. And, I reached out to them because I've known Azir for a long time. And I went on their TeamSpeak to chat with them and very candidly asked, what are you doing and why are you doing this? And, they explained it. There's people out there cheating. They've been doing it for a while, and that's why they were doing it. They were doing it to make a point, And there's the endless barriers for you. Basically, they said they were doing it to make a point. And I guess, there's a lot of people that were mad at this. There's the jump. That's kind of ridiculous, right? It's funny. Actually, it's funny looking. Long story short, you can do whatever the fuck you want with this cheat engine. But this is weird, seeing myself on top of myself. Let me just go ahead and remove that. So there was varying opinions on this, what people are saying. People hated the Azir for doing it. I honestly don't think it was a bad thing that he did it, because if there wasn't such a thing caused by it, I don't think ZeniMax would have had the reaction they did. If I wasn't streaming this guy doing it, there wouldn't be such a reaction. There'd be a couple threads that would be getting deleted for naming and shaming. There'd be people sending reports. And let me tell you what happened to Azir. Before this even happened, Azir had already been doing this, but it wasn't shown on stream. There wasn't countless threads in the forums. There was people submitting reports, and Azir got banned for a couple hours, like 8 hours, something like that. Now here's what's ridiculous. Azir didn't get banned for cheating, or did he? Right? Like, they banned him for like 8 to 12 hours the first time because he received so many reports. So if you're telling me customer service is actually banning people for sending in a lot of reports, if you can get banned for that, can I just rally the like 300-400 people I have on my stream and say, hey guys, we're all going to report Cypher PK. He's streaming. Are they going to just ban Cypher PK because he got reported too many times? Like, can you just... Are you really going to ban people for being reported too much? I mean, what the fuck kind of people would do that? And what do you have working there? So if he wasn't banned for being reported too much, if he was banned for cheating, then it's even worse. You banned him for 8 to 12 hours for cheating? That doesn't make sense. If you get caught doing this shit, if you're fucking flying around Cyrodiil shooting meteors like you're goddamn Zeus, you need to be banned for more than 8 to 12 hours. You need a ban that's never lifted to set an example that this kind of shit's not tolerated. Now, obviously, again, with all the commotion that was caused and all this shit, they have come in and they said, we're handing out permabans. Jessica said they've handed out, I think, 43 permabans on people, which is quite a lot because I haven't seen 43 people. They said they're going back retroactively, I think, to like check out and find people to ban them, more than just people that were submitted for video footage and stuff like that. How they're doing that, I'm not sure. I don't know what ZeniMax's logging capability is. And it's, from their point of view, it's not something they would want to share or should share. If I'm a person, it's for the kind of work I do in security, I don't want to tell my attackers what kind of defense I have. Obviously, they're going to learn how to avoid it. And this is really the core of the issue here that I have with the whole cheating thing. They probably caught a lot of people using very obvious hacks. How they did it, I'm not sure. What their logging capabilities are, I don't know. If they said they upgraded their anti-cheat and they're going to or something, okay, that sounds cool. I don't know what your anti-cheat is. or how it wouldn't have caught this stuff to begin with. I really don't. Maybe it'll work. And honestly, if it does, that'd be great. I hope it does. But the concern here is that it doesn't. That's my biggest concern, is that there have been people under the radar using cheats that were just able to do it, because you can manipulate any values with this. You can set your health to constantly fill up every second, you know? So, hey, my stamina just goes to full every second. And nobody can see that guy's stamina, so how would we know? If you can ult endlessly, what's to stop that guy from just ulting every 5 to 7 seconds instead of every 10 to 12 and being like, hey, I'm running, a really cool build and lots of ulting regen off it. That's all. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's running a full glass cannon build and he's filling up his stam bar, roll dodging like a maniac and dropping ults more often than he should be able to. I don't know. Like, that's what concerns me. And it sucks to fight something like that if it's possible and they can't pick it up. That concerns me. But even more than that is that nobody, a lot of faith is lost from the player base. They're just going to die to people and be like, well, he's probably cheating. That's not possible. I'm pretty much the best, and if I died to that, that's bullshit. Because I'm a DK and I know that DK can't do that. They'll be convinced, even if they're wrong, even if they're crazy. I have had so many people I've killed in the sewers that are absolutely convinced I've been cheating. They're telling me I'm running, that I'm running 7 armor sets, 5-piece bug, that I'm running speed hacks, that I'm running every Mundus in the game. And you can see the stuff on my bar, my character sheet, that I'm not. But despite that, there's people that are ridiculous enough to say that, and they're just absolutely ignorant to the proof. But now, since this has happened, it's going to spread a lot of doubt in the community. So when you have players that are just out there busting ass, they're just going to be like, well, he's just cheating. That's all there is to it. Just report him. And now you're going to have guilds just mass reporting people. And if you're going to actually take action for mass reports, you got a big problem on your intake system there. That's ridiculous. But that's not even what worries me. What worries me is if people can get away with it, I don't know what their anti-cheating is, and they're not going to be transparent about it, and I don't expect them to be. But I just hope that it's, like, if it doesn't work, then it screws a lot of things. Like, there's dudes in PvE, like, that did Vet Maelstrom. You guys probably saw, like, the top Sorcerer spot and the top Stamina, or the top Templar spot. It was completed by the same guy with a score that seemed unobtainable, and now he's banned. So he was probably using it, just plowing through that content with ult spam, right? And he just sets himself up because now he has this score that's ridiculously easy to achieve, and it's very easy to see it. Did ZeniMax go back and see that? And how did they detect it? Were they like, oh, this guy fired off 300 ultimates during Vet Maelstrom or something? I don't know how they detect it. Because, again, what's to stop you from doing Vet Maelstrom and just ulting more often than you should be able to, but not crazy? That's what concerns me with the cheats, is that people will be smart and hide it. People have been hiding it, probably, to some extent. You could be a complete ass player and have it and manage yourself decently, because it's not hard stuff to use. You're just setting values. So I don't know. That's what concerns me about the future, is how they actually deal with it. And there's ways that could test it. I don't know if I should or even talk about doing it. It's very easy. I mean, you could just get a dummy account you could set one up here off a proxy and easily see if they pick up the kind of passive activity I'm talking about on some shit-ass account. And if they don't, I have very little faith in them. And I'm sure there's going to be people that do exactly what I'm saying. Sort of the people that, like, go and say... There's a lot of people that were saying shit about me going and talking with Zazir and being and showing it on stream, and how now everyone's going to cheat FENGRUSH because you showed it on stream. I mean, I don't know how fucking stupid you can be. If you think me showing it on stream is what causes people to go and download the cheat, and not people getting bombarded by 35 fucking meteors for an hour straight at the Alessia Bridge, then you're out of your mind. Like, that's what's going to do it. When people go to the bridge and they're getting slammed by meteors nonstop, they're gonna go download the cheat. They're not going to be like, well, I saw it on FENGRUSH's stream. I guess I should go get the cheat, right? And it's not hard to find. Everybody's got Google, man. Shit's been around before this game ever came out, and it's going to be around long after this game's gone. It's simple stuff. It's just a matter of if the game allows you to do it. So yeah, those people, they're fucking dumbasses, and you guys can fuck yourselves. People on the forums and Reddit that want to make threads saying FENGRUSH should be banned, because there's actually people doing that. I mean, you're fucking stupid. You really are. But it's going to happen regardless. People will do what I'm telling you now. There's smart and clever players out there that'll try that stuff, and they're going to see what they can get away with. And if they feel they can get away with it, they'll do it. They felt they could get away with it because people were doing things so blatantly, and that's why they were trying it out and doing stuff. I hope they can find this stuff and detect it. I really do. I didn't expect a quick fix. This is not something that's like an easy quick fix. You don't flip a switch and say, hey, now we're protecting from cheats. But maybe they can pick up on some of the network traffic from it. I don't know. I don't know what they're using on their end to detect this stuff. It's really about how much effort they put into it. Can they put a lot of effort into it to stop it? Absolutely. And there's game companies that do that very effectively. And there's some that just don't invest enough into it to do it very much, and they just make a bold statement saying we take cheating very seriously, send us anything, and we'll take care of it. I hope it's not that, because it'll destroy the credibility of the game, both for PvP and PvE. The fact that it destroys PvE is going to get them more on board than anything, man. There's people out there practicing this new trial. What's to stop people from just going and doing the trial, like I'm saying? Just, hey, we drop a few more ults during the trial, then you should be able to. And now, hey, we just got over the hump to be able to do it. Right at the end, at that last phase, when we needed a couple extra barriers, we got through it. When we needed a Templar ult chained or Nightblade ults for mitigation, we just got through it. What's to stop people from doing it? What's to stop 10 legit players going in there with 2 bogus accounts that just flood ults and carry the other 10 players through the instance? Like, there's so many things about this that it's just like, there's so many easy ways around it. There's just so much like bullshit. Because none of the people in those groups are getting punished, you know. Those 2 guys spamming ults on bridge, they were in a group with people. Those people in the group aren't getting punished. Should they be? I don't know. In this case, probably not. ZeniMax would have to come out and take a stance on it. In other games, do they? Yes, they do. If you run like a bot and you're sitting there running a bot that's auto-killing mobs 24 hours and you're in groups sitting AFK in the corner and they ban the bot, they're going to ban the guy in the group. That's just how, like a Korean MMO, when they handle bots, that's how they treat that shit. Because that guy's the beneficiary of the bot. That's why the bot's running in the first place. So, I mean, do I think ZeniMax will do that? I don't. I don't think they'll ever do that. And that could cause a real issue, honestly. So it's a bad thing. It is. It's something to be taken seriously. If they just try to make this first step bold stance that we're going to stop it, just report them to us and we'll take care of them. And they have to be permabanned. Let's be real. They have to be permabanned. Like, you have said you're going to do that, and I hope you stick to that. But at the same time, I hope you have good abilities to prove people so you're not wrongfully banning people. That'd be unfortunate if you're just like, hey, we think we got you, so you're permabanned and there's no chance. That would be really shitty. So hopefully whatever your solution is accurate and effective. If you're relying on reports, it becomes a witch hunt. You're actually encouraging a witch hunt by relying on reports. I get it at first. You want people to report, and maybe until you have a better solution, you need to rely on that. But you are promoting a witch hunt environment that is going to make people start accusing everyone of cheating. They have no problem sending mass reports of other people cheating because they're not happy, they don't like them, and even if they don't think they're cheating, they might just report them for cheating anyway because they can. That shit's gonna happen. So there's a lot of issues with all the cheating stuff that I feel has come up that deserves some more discussion, and I don't know where the future goes for that. It's quite a shame with Dark Brotherhood coming out. I'm glad they took action very quickly before Dark Brotherhood came out. I really am. Because if we're going into Dark Brotherhood and people are still flying around Cyrodiil and shit, it'd be bad. But I mean, even after they did the bans today, I saw people running through. I was picking up Sky Shards on my alt off stream today at lunch, and I saw people just tearing through the dungeon, some dungeon that I was picking up Sky Shards with speed hacks. And when I was in town, I went to Rivenspire to go to my bank, and I'm running to the bank down the steps. There's a dude just flying above me, he's just going over to the port. I'm just like, cool, they did the bans, but there's still other people here. It's very easy to just get a new account and just, you get a new account, it's level 10, it can go and do stuff after it's level 10, and, oh, it's weak? Well, I'll just amp my values, I'm good. Level 10 that dumps ults with endless stamina or magic is still a pretty effective guy. So, yeah, it sucks. It really does. What sucks the most, I guess, is that the game had a big patch early on that sacrificed a lot of performance to get cheating out. And now we have cheating again, and we don't have good performance. And I don't see the performance getting better anytime soon. That magic bullet's still nowhere to be found. I don't think the magic bullet exists. But yeah, honestly, I wish he had done it like some other MMOs I know have done it. Like some of the Korean ones that I've played, man, they have active staff 24 hours and they hire people and they don't sacrifice their gameplay. Even before this cheating shit happened, I said you should have done it like this, and then you see this happen, and I feel you should have done it even more. You could have just preserved Cyrodiil. You could have had great performance and not tanked it on an anti-cheat patch, and put in some kind of logging solution stuff, something effective enough for your CS people to be able to go through and get rid of people that were botting or cheating actively all the time. It's better to have them out there and do that than actually tank a segment of your game and make it unplayable when you spent years making it functional, because that's what you did. Like, I'd rather have it functional and you just have 24-hour staff, more people out there banning people. You'd have more players in PvP, and you'd just have an active community, I think. Like a more active one than what we have right now. And right now we have the bad performance, but then we still have the possibility of cheats and the level of doubt, and it paints a grim picture for a lot of people. It really does. A lot of people are very, very turned off by this, and that's why ZeniMax is making a bold statement. But yeah, it still keeps a level of doubt in a lot of people's heads. That's not gonna just change overnight. It's gonna be an interesting path over the next little bit, I think. So yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say on it for now, I guess. I don't know what you guys want to, if you guys want to do some questions, I'd be happy to answer some. I'm sure there's some good questions or some things I haven't thought of, or things people want to talk about. I'd be happy to field. So, at least we have a blue Sench mount. That's confirmed. Shoots lightning out of its ass, yes. Anyone have any cues? I think it's kind of worrisome that people are being blatant about cheating. I don't think that says good things about the state of the game. It doesn't. I mean, I think a lot of people are constantly fed up going through patches. I think Thieves Guild was a really low-rated patch compared to the others. That's a nice way of putting it. I didn't like Thieves Guild at all, and I hope Dark Brotherhood's good. Everything I like about Dark Brotherhood except poisons. I really don't like poisons, and a majority of the community that PvPs does not like poisons. There's an overwhelming vote. In fact, the number of people voting for them to not put in poisons in their current phase is about the same percentage of people that voted not to add AoE caps back in the day. And you saw how that went. So maybe we'll get a new emote, a poisons banner to hold up while people are getting poisoned and driven down by Zergs. You know, every patch. What the fuck, man? Every patch, just helping out people that are outnumbering others. Why? Why? I don't get it. Doesn't help your population. It's gone the wrong direction. Since you've added that element to gameplay, maybe less people are complaining, but you have less players the more you do that. I don't know if you noticed that trend. Less players in Cyrodiil. Maybe less complaints. I don't know. Still plenty of complaints. Complaining about other shit. But people don't watch me play ESO. They come for the rants. I said I'd talk about cheating, so we're just doing a quick thing about it. Not enough Angry Fang. There's nothing to really be angry about, actually. ZeniMax did like their part for right now, you know. You have stuff, send it to Jessica. For me, it's more a concern of the future and the doubt of the solution. Because if you don't have confidence in the solution, it breeds something really bad in the community on many levels. The fact that people could be cheating mysteriously, the fact that people will still accuse you of cheating even if you're not, never knowing if you had a fair fight. Like, it breeds a lot of things that will frustrate people in a, you know, in a low-level way. So these people's garbage, you know. I won't argue with you on that. What do you think about Stam class for Maelstrom Arena compared to Magica 1's Dark Brotherhood? It's not really what we're talking about right now. Just talking about the cheating thing. I think Stam's getting a big buff though. And Maelstrom, who knows? That's another story. Maelstrom's easier to do. Probably be easier for Stam with the damage buff. I think a lot of people just don't care about the game or getting banned at this point. The lag and the shit is never fixed. I agree with you, and I think that is a big thing that's pushed people to this point. I mean, you nailed it. It's sad to say, but there's a lot of people that are constantly looking for a reason to move on. So when they feel like they can just go do this and they see other people doing it, they have no problem trying it. That's why people ended up getting banned. I mean, they didn't give a shit. If people cared more, it'd be a different story, but they don't. There's a lot less caring. People are almost looking for a reason to get out sometimes, which is unfortunate. But yeah, that's people that have played a while. Really, it's the people that have been around a while and have seen how things go. You know, if you're newer to the game and you haven't been through all the stuff and all the ups and downs, or the downs and downs, then you know, you have a different viewpoint. What else do we have? I'm sorry, I'm skipping some questions. If it's not about this right now, I just don't want to hit it. Poison got mega nerfed. They have a 1 second duration with a 10-second cooldown. The chants are better. 1 second duration? Wow. If they change them that much, then maybe it's another story. Maybe I won't think so negatively on poisons. Thought they were still lasting like 10 to 15 seconds with all the stuff. Could be different then for poisons. I'd rather pay a sub fee to have good performance and no cheats than a FTP mess. Any opinion on that? Well, they'll say it's buy to play, but yeah, there was a lot of people that wanted to keep the sub fee when they were going to drop it. And that's why they put in the whole sub service thing, and you get the promotional things, whatever. But yeah, it's just not the business model they're doing. That didn't sell boxes. Buy to play sells box. How can we try to get you to visit ESO HQ for a day and talk to them about this shit? I don't know. Start a thread on there, I guess. I've been to the HQ before. I feel scared going back. I feel like I won't get out of there alive if I go back. I think Matt Firer's gonna put a hit on me, maybe. I actually don't think he watches it. He's probably never seen anything I've done. Probably doesn't know anything. Probably no one there would tell him. No one would be the wiser. What else do we have? What do you think about these exploits being noted and sent into ZOS for a long time now, not being addressed until now? As example, this video was made just in March, but I know these exploits have been out there much longer. Let's check it out. ESO Unlimited Cheating, posted March 3rd, 2016. You nailed it, man. Yeah. Yeah, his ult's not going away, too. This is exactly the reason I don't disagree with, like, Zazir did. I'm not, like, angry at him. And I actually think me showing it on stream, him showing it off rudely, like, I had seen speed hacks on my stream, and I could have sent something in to somebody, and they'd do something about it. And that's cool. That's nice. But is it really going to hit this issue hard? Would they have updated their anti-cheat system if Zazir wasn't flying around Cyrodiil shooting meteors down? Probably not. So, again, I don't understand why some people are so mad and saying, oh, you motherfuckers, now everyone's going to be doing it. Well, what about getting a potential solution in place so we don't have to worry about people who are doing it and you don't know about it? What about that? You know, that's what I'm more interested in seeing taken care of. Not 80, they've been buying no box. Why is everybody making a Stamplar? It's getting buffed. Stamplar's pretty good. It's just well-rounded. Do you think ESO is to be alive in a few years? I don't know. I think ESO will ride fine until the next Elder Scrolls game comes on. Yeah, you PM JW or something on my thing. Who the fuck's doing this shit? I hate this TeamSpeak. Y'all motherfuckers and Jules TeamSpeak are all D-holes. Fucking spamming. Who spams the whole TeamSpeak? Who does that? Just fucking channels. And you can type in. What are AoE caps? We're not going to go into that right now. They're bad for the game. FENGRUSH, can we assume Zazir wasn't legit this whole time? No, I wouldn't assume that. Not at all. He was just out there to make a point. I think he's off playing something else. He just doesn't care. Do you think ZOS would have really acted on the cheat with lesser proof, or it required you to go full ham on live to make it happen? I think it required full ham. I think we just addressed that point. I think that was necessary, actually. Entirely necessary. Do you think there will be always cheaters, hackers in the game? In any environment, Spees, there's always some level of mischief going on. I know that all too well from my work, Spees. It doesn't matter what you do. There's always somebody out there smarter. It's just a matter of preventing as much as you can. That's all. If not through this, through some other means. But for the most part, I don't know. Maybe it explains Blinksy's build, you know? Maybe that's how Blinksy's been riding around, doing his dirty shit, taking 5% damage for the past, like, 2 years in PvP. Zazir martyred for a cause, unfortunate. Yeah, well, people don't have to feel pity for them. And honestly, like, the fact that people even make an issue out of fighting over should we be happy or mad about Zazir, it's irrelevant. It just is what it is. It doesn't matter how you feel about Zazir, if you were mad that he did it, if you're happy or whatever. It is what it is. It happened. The larger issue is just dealing with, you know, what everyone knows now afterwards. Zero could have done it in private and reported it to Zoss instead of causing a rampage in Cyrodiil. They caused a lot of people to distrust Zoss and end up messing up a lot of the Dark Brotherhood hype. It's true, yeah. It's true. But would ZeniMax have taken it as seriously if they had sent it in private? Not sure. I'm really not. I don't think it would have been prioritized nearly as much. I don't think I don't think Zazir's intentions were holy. I don't think he came in here to say, I'm doing this for you guys. I'm doing this for all of us type of thing. I think he has an attitude like he knows it's happening and he doesn't give a shit. Because a lot of people just don't give a shit. And that's the problem, is that a lot of people are at that. That's why other people went and did it too. I don't think he was like trying to be a martyr to save us. It doesn't matter though. I really don't think it matters. It's not worth talking about. The bigger issue is like going forward. Does the game have validity on like having legitimate fair PvP? It's important. I mean, how can you go and ever trust dueling if you can't trust these motherfuckers, even if they have like some slight advantage over you, or they're about to lose a duel and in a pinch they just pop out an ult? Where did that come from? I didn't think they had it up yet. Well, yeah, I had it up. Yeah, my blood spawn proc, but you can't see it because I'm in a fucking jester costume or something. You just don't know. Like, people will just hide shit. And they can, is the point. If there's no strong detection. And that just, that ruins so much. It just causes people to just turn away from it and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm not going to do it. Listen, it's not the first MMO that has cheating. It's just a matter of, if it's been around for a while, can we trust them to really solve it? Are they going to solve it well? Can they get the job done? Like, they need to handle things well, and they also need to just have some kind of good practice, and hopefully the technology they have is good. The customer service folks, man, I don't know. If they were banning people for getting mass reported, might have bigger issues on the back end of what they're actually doing. Like, these people that got banned, this was handled as like a high-level incident in ZeniMax. They said, we need to come out and stand strong on this and deliver something good. And they did that to the extent they could. But what happens when it's next week and we're back to like BAU and those people are on their own and they have to make their own calls? Are they competent enough to? I don't know. If they unban Zazir after he's fucking shooting meteors all over the place because 500 people reported him, I don't know if they're competent enough. What is their actual investigation? Is their investigation 500 people reported you for cheating? Bro, don't do that. What were you thinking? Unbanned. Please enjoy your time in Tamriel Unlimited. Like, I can't imagine that investigation thing. Zazir should post that, because that's really troublesome, man, that they couldn't even get at that. It's naive to think he hadn't done it up until this point. He may have. I'm just telling you, I don't think he has. I've dueled Zazir a lot, and I'd always beat him. Probably would have done something a little different. If he didn't want to lose to a Stamsork, you know? It could have been. I'm not saying I know either way. You can say it's naive to think otherwise. I'm just telling you through my experience. If I had somebody I could never beat, and I could never run them out of resources, and they dodge rolled 20 times in a row, and they still did more DPS than me, then I might say, I'm not surprised, you know? But I'm just telling you off what I know. Krotha says, hats off to Zazir. He went full zero fucks and flipped every table in zero. He went 10 out of 10 blackout factor, Krotha. He did it. Those cheats were reported in beta and they did nothing. I know they changed the code, I guess, or whatever, and they tanked the quality of the game as a solution. For how long do you think Cypher PK has been hacking in ESO? Probably since 1.5. That's when he really took off, I think. That's when he stepped it up in the 1vxing. And then he started paying people to die to him on top of it. And then it became a real show. Now you have CypherPK.com. people like Chief bring up that suspicion. I know Chief's gonna get a lot of suspicion. Believe me, I know. And this is what I'm saying, and I'm not saying anything about Chief. I'm not, because he's a good player. But this is my point, is about the witch hunt thing. The best players in the game will always be accused of cheating after something like this. I feel, at least. Unless you have like some 100% soundproof, haven't seen cheating in so long type solution, they're just not going to believe you. And that ruins things. That ruins like dueling and stuff. How can you go and trust dueling if you have something like this? Fuck shit up. It really does. I think dueling like dies because of it in a lot of ways. Use my own logic. What do you mean? Use my own logic about hiding it. No, I mean, people can hide it. I'm not going to be the guy that's just going to come out and start pointing fingers at people. I don't know if that's what you mean to do. I'm not going to be that guy. If I see something or I feel something, then I'll say something, but JW, I don't know why you're posting that over and over, but you have to tell me like what in there. What am I supposed to read? I've seen this. I've read this. There is a thread from Zazir on the forums. He posted things, why he did things. And I have read it. I've read a lot on the forums. A lot of posts. I don't know. I can't read a whole... I'm not reading Zazir's. It's a fucking chronicle of Zazir. I'm not going through his whole life story on that thing. That's a big thing. If you want to read it, you can go read Zazir's post on there about that shit, but I'm not reading it on stream. Should have seen the PMs I was getting when I was PvPing at the bridge earlier. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, Yo-Yi. I already got PMs about shit like that, and I stream. So what about players that do more work than me and don't stream? You know, you're going to get a lot of shit. It's inevitable. What kind of cheats is he suspected of using? I don't know. Just, I don't know. Unlimited or modified stam regen. I don't know. You can modify whatever values. People just make shit up. Say fucking macros, you name it. Macros are the first one that always come out. Motherfucker macroed me. What a dick. So... Anyway, I think that about sums it up. I can take other stuff, but I think